Welcome to the 10-hour Human Sexuality Pre-Licensure Requirement course. My name is Matt Harwood and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And I've been working in this field for 20 years in the field of HIV and AIDS. And I started off my career talking to people about their sexual behaviors and their substance using behaviors. And I found that I had to get really graphic when I was talking about things like that so that people could understand what was risky and what wasn't, and I could understand where the client was coming from. And as I got used to doing that and got more open doing that, I eventually changed jobs, and I'm still working for the same employer, and did a job where I began to teach other people how to do that behavior. They needed a licensed clinician who could deal with other kinds of psychosocial issues as they presented themselves. In that course, we certified people how to do pre- and post-test counseling. And as pre- and post-test HIV counselors, they had to get into the nitty-gritty of people's sexual behavior as well. From there, I was asked to do the post-licensure CEU HIV/AIDS course requirement. From that course is how I began to teach this course as well. You will hear throughout this presentation today cases that I give that are from my clientele, and so you'll hear how my work and the clientele that I work has influenced this course material. And so some of the cases you're going to hear about and some of the subjects and things like that are things that I've become kind of more of an expert and more familiar with over the years in my work. The purpose of this course is that I want you to have an overview of issues around human sexuality that may be presented to you by clients and may be uncomfortable for them to talk about and may be uncomfortable for you as a clinician, or they may be even strange or unusual for you as a clinician. But I hope that the things that we talk about are instructional and helpful also in your clinical work. And as part of that, you have to remember that some of the things we're going to talk about might be pretty graphic. That's an important piece for you to hear some of that language and to know what that's like and to be able to use it in a professional way. And it's the way we have to talk about sexuality. And sometimes I use slang terms, and I'll tell you what those are. And they use words that we might consider socially inappropriate. But when you're talking about sexuality, these kinds of terms emerge from clients, and sometimes in order to talk about things, you may have to use a term that is new to you or less comfortable for you. So just prepare that throughout this training, you may be exposed to things like that. Now, what this training hopefully will also do is make you, as I said before, more comfortable with these subjects. If you get presented with some of the subjects we talk about, you'll either know that you're willing to assess a client about that subject, or maybe you'll say, this isn't something I have expertise in. I've heard about it, but I have a colleague who knows a lot more and I think they might be able to help you. You would be able to more comfortably determine what you need to do. I also would hope that by some of the things you hear in this training, you are less able to shock as a clinician, because if you communicate shock or surprise or distaste to a client, you won't be able to work any further with that client around those issues, and you'll prevent your work. So I hope that happens for you as well. What won't happen in this training is you will not become an expert in sexuality, and you will not be certified to do sex counseling. This is just an awareness creating training, hoping to increase your knowledge and awareness.